Hey, room 10, what's up? Mr. Poole here, just bringing you a little bit of science. Go ahead, grab out those science books, open up to page 116. We're going to jump in here. So, we're going to talk about moving air, which is pretty cool. I like the picture at the top of this book. I might even splice it into our video right here so you guys can see it a little bit closer. So you're surrounded by air that is usually moving. Moving air is called wind. Sometimes wind moves so slowly that it seems to be perfectly still. Other times it blows violently and destroys everything in its path. Um, as we've just seen with the tornadoes that ripped through the South, like on Easter Sunday and the Monday following, and just how violent wind can be. We can use and enjoy wind in many ways. A light breeze may offer us some cooling, right? Like after a baseball game, or you've been out running around, you sit down, the breeze just feels so good, like yes. Now, a stronger wind may allow us to fly a kite high in the air. Hey, we did that on Easter. We went over to my in-laws' farm, went out onto the baseball field, threw the kites up there, and man, the wind was strong down here. It was pretty awesome. Um, in times past, great winds pushed the ships of explorers across the oceans. Today, we rely on wind to provide some of our electricity. If you've ever been out to Palm Springs, driven through the desert, you've seen those huge white wind turbines moving. So the wind is pushing those giant blades, and that's creating electricity. It's pretty awesome. Air temperature. Although the heat from the sun comes through the atmosphere, the sun does not warm the air much. All right, so hold on. Some of you are like, what? What did he just say? Did I just read that right? The sun does not warm the air much. So the hot air you feel outside on a hot day is not necessarily from the sun heating the air. Pay attention, we're going to read why. It says instead the sun warms the earth's surface, so the ground is getting warm from the sun and the heat is rising up off the ground. That's what makes the air hot. Pretty crazy, huh? Which then warms the air above it. The air temperature is a result of the heating and cooling of the Earth's surface. That's why it gets cooler at nighttime. Because the sun goes down, it's not because the sun's not hitting us, making us hot. The sun's not making the Earth hot anymore. So that heat is no longer rising up. So another thing that has an effect on our temperature is the curved surface of the Earth. Sunlight hits some places directly and other places at a slant. Now, the places that receive direct sunlight are warmer than those that receive sunlight at a slant. So during the summertime, we are directly getting that sunlight. That's why it gets so hot during the summer. And during the wintertime, the Earth has tilted away from the sun, at least our upper hemisphere, the top half of the Earth, has tilted away from the sun, and the lower hemisphere is getting that heat. So that December time period in Australia, super hot. Now, our June time, super hot for us, right? Awesome. Now, let's check out air masses. It says a large body of air that has about the same temperature and moisture is called an air mass. An air mass often takes on different characteristics as it moves over the Earth's surface. For example, an air mass over a cool area will become cooler. Makes sense, right? An air mass over an ocean will collect moisture. Makes sense also. Because remember the evaporation, so those clouds, those air masses are collecting that moisture. As a cool air mass moves over a hot desert, it will become warmer and drier. Really? Yeah, makes pretty good sense, right? Now, air masses also vary in density and air pressure. The gas particles in cool air are close together, causing cool air masses to be denser and warmer. They're denser than warm ones. Cool air also has greater pressure. The air pressure of a dense cool air mass is called high pressure. Because of its greater density, a cool air mass cannot hold much moisture. For that reason, a high pressure air mass usually has cool, dry air. Now, high pressure air masses often move toward the surface of the Earth. There, the warm surface of the Earth heats the air, causing the gas particles to spread out. As the air becomes lighter and less dense, it rises in the atmosphere. This light, warm air can also hold more moisture. The air pressure of a light, warm air mass is called low pressure. Low pressure air masses of warm, moist air generally move above cool air masses. Now, science and history at the bottom is pretty cool. Let's check that out. It says hot air balloons use changes in air density to move up and down. Heating the air in the balloon moves the air particles farther apart, kind of like when you blow up a balloon. You're blowing that hot air in there, the air expands and the balloon expands. As the air inside the balloon becomes less dense than the outside air, the balloon rises. As the air inside the balloon cools, the balloon drops. Now, hot air balloons have been used by the military since the Civil War. The balloons were used to observe the location and size of enemy armies. Today, some balloons are still used for surveillance along our country's borders. So that's kind of cool. They still send up balloons to see what's going on along the border. All right, hope you guys had fun Room 10, and I'll check you tomorrow. No homework tonight? Wait, make sure you're working on your science projects. Those things are going to be due in several months. All right, I said that wrong. I meant several weeks. You got 2 weeks, y'all. 2 weeks. We won't be presenting them. You'll be finishing the Google slide presentation, and then you're going to send it to me. All right, does that make sense? So you'll upload it in the Google Classroom. I'll open it. I'll check the presentation. I'll give you guys a grade for it. Don't wait till the last minute. It's due April 30th. So really, let's see, today's, what is today? 15th, 16th? Yeah, you got like 2 weeks. 2 weeks to crank this thing out. So, don't wait till the last minute. Get that thing done. Get it turned in. All right. See you soon.